We are back again. We are back. This is the second part of the show. The show is called TBR Solution Sports Program. My name is the Sobre Boys, what the fat say, together with Sheikhs Mangoba Ngwenya. As Brakit says, the man with an educated left foot. Those left foot are bad. And I remember during AC with a left foot. Lionel Messi with a left foot. Hey, left foot. Very, very exciting players. And also Tsepang Last born, we are back again. Thank you for joining. Sheikhs, let's greet the viewers and then let's get started.
Good day to the viewers and to you, Prasobri and Tsepang. Thanks for having me on the show.
Tsepang?
Yes, afternoon to the viewers out there. Yeah, it's part 2 of the show. Thanks for having us, Mr. Shabalala.
Sheikhs, we have an away goal from, what do you call it? From Luanda. We're playing in front of almost full house. I wonder whether we'll make a full house here, FNB. But what the regulation says, we need half, if I'm not mistaken. And you could see that that element of 12 men played a major role. So, but the one goal away, very helpful going forward. Not only that, we scored the second goal, but it was a foul from the midfield. When you see it, it was a foul from the midfield. Unfortunately. And then, but it's an exciting day. Our teams did well. And then, well, unfortunately, Amapakania lost. Although, according to Mandla Ncikazi, under dubious circumstances. And we heard Mandla Ncikazi said, we'll also talk about that one. Sheikhs, take us through, together with Tsepang, you'll feel each other about the CAF games that have just been played.
Yeah. Thanks, Prasobri. It was a great weekend of football, you know, in the Champions League and also in the CAF Confederation with Pirates competing there. Sundowns traveled to Angola, and yeah, it wasn't easy. The 12 men played a big part there, with Luanda playing at home. The crowd was there, and they really edged them on, you know, to get a result there. However, Sundowns got the away goal, and will believe that they can come back at FNB come next week, you know. It was a good game. We saw there was VAR, and VAR was the one to ultimately take away that goal. We always want to see the right decisions being made on the pitch. So that we saw it was a beautiful goal, but there was a foul before that. So we have to accept it. It's VAR. We want to improve the game, and that's how the game went, you know. But I believe Sundowns will come back and reverse that result. Tsepang, I don't know whether you want to touch on the Pirates one.
Yeah, same thing, you know. In the Pirates game, we saw what happened, you know. Simba, packed stadium, you know. The numbers are not favoring Orlando Pirates, you know. Simba to the advantage that the 12 men coming into the game, you know, a bit intimidating. But Simba won that game actually, you know, up 1-0. But I believe Orlando Pirates coming back home here, they could actually turn the deficit, you know. They showed a lot of hunger. They even played, they missed so many chances, I could say, you know, played with so many chances within that game. But I believe coming back home will work towards their advantage and just kill the game off. and yeah, come back from that 1-0 deficit. So yeah, this is what I believe. But Mamelodi Sundowns as well. The 12 men, I think, played a huge role, for them away. But at least they managed to get an away goal, So it's just 2-1. But coming back this side, I know that um, they will do justice in that game. I saw even one of the one of our reporters locally, one of our journalists was saying that it's over for Mamelodi Sundowns. They're already writing Mamelodi Sundowns out, but I tend to differ. I beg to differ because I believe that they will be able to come back and fight their way into that game.
I seems to be fond of Rulani Mkwena. He knows how to talk. I was impressed with the way he started press conference. He started by saying, we have bigger issues than football. Yes, football is nice. It's important in our lives, but things are happening in KZN. So we need to pay tribute and then, be in sympathy and sorrow with what is happening in KZN. So I like that. I really like that. So that football is not in isolation. And then at the same time, we also want to say our heartfelt condolences to the people who passed on at KZN, and then those who have lost their loved ones. We are with you guys. As human beings, we should always rally around each other. People who can be able to contribute anything, whether it's food, clothing, let it be done. We've done it before, and then we can't fail this time. And then we have a lot of people doing well. We've been speaking about Kaiser Jr., Mandela Foundation. I don't know whether the gift of the givers are there already. Red Cross haven't heard anything, but we don't just rely on those. Even us as ordinary people, let's do our bit. I can see on social media people are talking a lot in terms of contributing. Let us do that. At the same time, guys, I want to say our heartfelt condolences to the Ronaldo family. Ronaldo has lost his young boy, the newly born, which is not nice. After scoring hat trick, and then the next thing you come across this. Yeah, so I don't know whether you guys want to say something about that before we take a moment of silence. Anyone who wants to come in about what I've just said, KZN, Ronaldo incident?
Yeah, Prasad, we are sports people, but we can't also ignore what's happening in our country, in KZN. It's really sad what the floods are doing, and yeah, we just call upon people to come together, not always to wait upon government. Also, let's see what we can do as normal citizens to help the people of Durban in this crisis that's happening in Durban. We've seen the likes of the football people, Abosandile Zungu, helping out. The likes of Patrice Mutsepe are on board there. But yeah, it's tragic, and we pass all our condolences to those who lost their lives in Durban, and yeah, we just hope everything will come back to normal soon. Yeah.
Tepa?
Yes, yeah, as I said even before, those who are able to help out and give out just lend a hand, they should do that. I think there's a website even, where you are able to help out, and just try and be there for our people, And also, what happened to Cristiano Ronaldo as well. When I saw the news yesterday, those were very heartfelt news, He was having twins. He expected to have twins, but things turned out otherwise during that procedure, and they lost a baby boy. Only the baby girl survived. But yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with the family. This is a difficult time, you know, and yeah, I hope the family recovers out of this.
You know, Ricky has shown that sports people and celebrities are also human beings. They also undergo difficulties. They also need our support and sympathy. Let us not put too much pressure on them. So tomorrow, if we don't see Ronaldo not performing well, let us not, hammer on him. I remember Thierry Henry said, how do you expect Messi to perform when the guy left a team that he thought, he's going to play his career, the whole life there, one. Secondly, he used to stay in a standalone house, good facilities and everything. Then he goes and stay in a hotel. And who's this? This is Messi. When he gets into the hotel, people see what's happening. There's too much pressure. When he takes the kids to school, what's happening? The kids trying to adjust to speak French and so on. So they are human beings, Then he also used his own example to say, when he left Arsenal, the team of his love, and then joined Barcelona, he was not happy. Worst part of it, he was injured. Not only that, he was undergoing a divorce. And people are expecting a lot from him. And they're human beings. So, yeah, this is what I would call that we should also be sympathetic. They are human beings. They react just like all of us. So we need to be very sympathetic. Now, guys, let's have a moment of silence in the meantime for the two guys. Thank you, guys. We can come back. Sheikhs, you have given us Sundowns and Japan, you have given us Orlando Pirates. Now let's go to what Mandla Ncikazi said. Mandla said, hey, you know what? These people, they don't treat us like people. They treat us like animals. And then when they come here, and remember this thing has been going here for years. And then, we are treated badly. He was complaining that there was VAR, but VAR was not used. He was complaining about the penalty. And then, and remember what is happening in the country. There is this Operation Tutula, which is causing stir in the whole world, that the South Africans are xenophobic. And then on the other side, people are saying, is it a question of xenophobic or is it a question of the South African authority not doing its work in terms of ensuring that proper people are allowed to come and stay here, unlike the lawlessness. I don't know. And now you have what now Mandla Ncikazi said, you guys treat us bad year in, year out, without no fail. And when you come to South Africa, we treat you well. And then you further continue that you come, we are going to treat you well. We are going to treat you like human beings and give you a 5-star treatment. What's your take? Sheikhs, you should be the one who's leading us here. You had a very good experience as far as this is concerned. Take us through.
Yeah, Prasobs, those are the types of things that you experience when you're playing in Africa. It's always been like that, and it's a pity that things are not changing. I mean, up until now, we had Ncikazi complaining about the treatment that they get, which is off the field as well. Once you get there psychologically, they want to wind you up so that by the time you start playing the game, your mind is not in the game. You are disturbed, from the food you eat, from everywhere. Hence, the likes of Sundowns now, they bring their own chef, they bring their own food when they go travel, because of these things, And it's a pity because, football should be a game played inside the field, fairly 50-50, but here in Africa, we still have that, and I would say big up to Mr. Ncikazi for raising that and speaking up. You know, I mean, it's disappointing. You have VAR, but there are still issues with the VAR. So I think it's a step forward to have the VAR. So I think in the near future as well, all those things should be nipped. You know, and football should be played on the pitch, and it should be fair. You know. We need to elevate now to from those days of old where in Africa it's hostile, you know. Football needs to be played on the pitch, and the winner and the outcome must be fair at all times, you know. So it's sad to still see the things that are still happening, that were happening before. It's still happening now.
We also know that it's happening in Ukraine. Things are tough there. Shevchenko said, I cannot think about football when my people are dying. You know, one once said, you need to question some of these multinationals. They said, the weapon manufacturers, they make profit when people are fighting, when war is on. I'm not saying that's true. I'm saying it's a statement. Somebody just said that. I don't know whether should you look at that and say maybe it resonates. Then he went further and say pharmaceutical companies are happy when people are sick because they make profit. Keep them sick so that they make profit. I'm just saying it in passing. I'm not saying anything. I'm not cutting any aspersions. Yeah. So I was saying that, you know, not only that, as I've already indicated, it's happening even here at home, whereby there's this operation to do that. People have their own issues. And then what about this thing that Mandla Ncikazi said? Sheikh has already given us his experience. And now we also saw Zungu, the AmaZulu boss, also saying, you know, we've been badly treated there. Sometimes you'll even travel 6 hours in a bus that is not even comfortable and you're going to play football. And when they come here, they're well treated. Tsepang, is it now that time we need to retaliate? Or was Mandla Ncikazi correct to raise this thing at some point? Because everybody is murmuring in the corners, but we don't come out and say it. I think it was brave of Mandla Ncikazi to bravely say, no, you guys, you know what, you need to be fair to us. You want to be treated well, but you don't want to treat us well. So I want to say big up to Mandla. It's a game of sport, and it's happening only in Africa. You don't hear this in Europe. Why here? You don't hear this in Europe, but why here? Tsepang, let's hear. What's your take?
Yeah, we know what's happening. You know, when it comes to Africa, you know, we always just want to suppress our fellow brothers. You know, when it comes to us playing away, especially South Africa, you know, we're not saying that now we want to be treated as if like we are special, but we give all of these countries a very, very, very yes, we give them a very special treatment. You know, when people come here, our facilities are always top class, you know, top tier, and we give them the best, you know, because we make sure and we want to get good reviews, you know, when our tourists leave. So we make sure that we give them the 5-star treatment and we treat them well. But when we go that side, it's always a different case. Every team in South Africa that travels outside of our borders, you know, entering one of any African, I could say, country, you know, when they are playing away, it's always a different case, you know, because when it comes to the treatment, the hotels, even the training facilities, it's always bad. We're always complaining. I don't know why don't they receive us well when we are traveling that side. So I don't know. Maybe it's a matter of CAF needs to intervene and just find out and just make sure what's happening, because each and every time when we are traveling away, we are always complaining in terms of facilities, the treatment, that we are getting from clubs that side. So I think this needs to stop, and it needs to be fair. I mean, when they will come this side, definitely they will see and will feel a treatment that they've never felt anywhere before. So it's a matter of fairness. I think I'm glad that Mandla Ncikazi actually stepped up and he actually spoke about this matter.
You've said something very powerful. CAF should stamp out the route. They are the one who should take lead and say enough is enough. If you do this, we disqualify you. Maybe that's what should happen. Because this thing, it goes unabated. It cannot be stopped, it continues. So maybe that is why it's a lawlessness. So I hope Dr. Patrice Motsepe is listening with his leadership. They need to start doing something about what is happening. Yeah. Now let's look at the local football, guys. What can you say about Royal AM? Right from lower league, they are still holding the forts. Mamkize and his boy are doing well. The players are happy, and then they are challenging. And now we saw that they are going to play Mamelodi Sundowns for the semi-final, which is a final before the final. And then what do you want to say about this, guys? Royal AM. Sheikhs, do you want to say something about Royal AM, their performance, and then yeah.
Yeah, Prasobri, Royal AM have done well to be where they are, not only in the semi-final of the Nedbank Cup, but also right there on top of the log behind Sundowns. In terms of log standings, you have to give them credit. You have to give Mamkize credit. You have to give the chairman credit there. At Royal AM, you have to give John Maduga credit. You have to give Sinki Nisi credit there for what they are doing. And we're just seeing them going stronger and stronger. When we thought maybe some people thought they'll go down after a while, but they're still there, competing every game. You can never write them off in any game. They always come, even if it's from behind. When they are losing, they come back and they win the game. They have that winning mentality in the team. So you have to give Coach John Maduka the credit. One thing with them is that John Maduga came from Celtics, and he came with the players who are experienced. He brought in those players, which so it was almost a continuation with that team, with the likes of Abo Victor Litualo and some of the guys from Celtics. So a very strong team in terms of experience and youngsters coming through. So a good balance and a good coach, a coach who's showing his pedigree now in the likes of John Maduka. So yeah, it's good to see what Royal AM are doing, and they're going to have this tough test against the Mamelodi Sundowns. It remains to be seen how they will fare in that game, because now the confidence is there in the camp with the Royal AM, and I would think they believe that they can do a lot against Sundowns. They believe that they can beat them. So it will be interesting to see if really they can match the likes of Mamelodi Sundowns.
They've just said, Maduga in Malawi, according to the language, the name Maduga means brick by brick. I think that's what he's doing, building that team brick by brick. And you look at the thing that bringing players from different backgrounds, different teams is not easy, but they are gelling. Tsepang, is it now the correct approach to say, let's forget about number one. Mamelodi Sundowns has wrapped up the league. Now let's focus on number two. Who's going to take number two? Pirates, Royal AM, Kaizer Chiefs. We saw that Super Sport is also knocking on the door. Sepa, what's your take?
Yes, I think we all know that the league is wrapped up, you know. Mamelodi Sundowns will never let that league slide, you know. It's just a matter of them securing one or two games and then they are done, to be honest, which I believe that they will do that, you know. And let us all focus on the number two spot, on who's joining them there and who wants to play in the Champions League, you know, next season. So it's a tough one, but I can see that Royal AM is not budging at all. It's actually trying to secure that spot, you know, it's not making it easy for any of these teams, you know. For me, I could say Royal AM for now. I'll put it number one, you know, in securing that second spot. Kaiser Chiefs coming in second, maybe fighting for that spot as well. And maybe Orlando Pirates as well. So that's my top three in fighting for that top two position. Or one of them will fall on to the third spot when it comes to the log standings. So yeah, those are my predictions regarding.
Shakes, what's your take?
Yeah, Prasad, obviously, you know, I heard Charlie talking a couple of weeks ago, also confirming the fact that that league is gone. People must forget, other teams must forget, and I agree, the league is gone. So it's for the number two spot. And I also believe, just like Tepang says, that Royal AM will hold on there. I mean, they've been holding on. They haven't just been holding on. They haven't just been grinding results. They've been playing well. They've been deserved number two holders. You know, they've not fluked their way to being up there. I believe they can still beat all those top teams if they compete with them. The likes of Kaizer Chiefs, I think they are stronger than them at this current moment. I think they are stronger than these teams. You know, it's no fluke that they are there. And I believe they will remain there until the end of the season.
Do you think it would be a nice thing to see Royal AM campaigning in the CAF Cup?
Oh, definitely. I think that's one thing that we are looking at, you know, as a team, to say, look, we've got this opportunity of playing against the best in Africa. And I think it's their motivating factor, you know. Also being in the Nedbank semi-final will also give them that opportunity, you know, to come in through that door as well. So yeah, I think those players would love to get that experience of playing in Africa and being exposed, you know, to all these teams. You've got the likes of Al Ahly who watch all these games, you know, and are looking for players. So it's a place to expose yourself as a player.
Mm. Now, yeah, we know about that one, and then that could be good, guys. Morocco Silos, the beautiful birds, a team of my uncle. What's happened with Morocco Silos? Shakes, I know you grew up supporting Swallows. What's happening according to you?
Hey, it's sad stuff, Prasad. You know, the whole family here at home. It's just sad, you know, because Swallows, we grew up. My grandfather was a Swallows supporter. My uncle played for Swallows, you know, before he got injured. My brother's son now, my nephew, is at Swallows now, MDC. So if Swallows get relegated, you know, he has to get another team because they will automatically be also relegated. So we don't like to see what is happening to Swallows, you know, and we hope that Swallows can turn things around before the end of the season. You know, they've got your good players, they've got your Kamaldins, but I don't know, just maybe the change of managers and the change of things didn't help Swallows, you know. And the fact that the sponsorship bounced, you know, the telecom sponsorship, which was supposed to come to them, I think those factors, you know, the finances are a problem at Swallows at the moment, and it's something that they need to fix if they want to see themselves in the PSL next season.
Sepa, I think Shakes has highlighted what could be one of the problems. Finances could be one of the problems. And then I don't know whether you want to say something about the problems that you see at Swallows. What could be the problem?
Yeah, the problems are way beyond what's happening in the field, you know. It's outside the field as well. I think technically and internally within the team, there's a lot of problems there that needs to be resolved. I mean, for them even to lose the likes of Viomere, Tabo Mataba, you know, the experience there, and for the players as well to say that there are problems within the team. So that says a lot, you know. I'm not sure what's happening with the club this season, but we could clearly see that there's a problem, you know, on the team this season. So I hope that they don't get relegated again, and the problem, so that the problem can be resolved and to be fixed. You know, and they've worked so hard. I mean, last season we also the potential that they had, and they were fighting last season. You know, the fighting spirit that they had, and they did well last season. So we hope that that doesn't change, and yeah, everything gets resolved as soon as possible.
Everything gets resolved as soon as possible. Let's hope that will happen. Now, it's happening in the English Premier League. We know that things are tough in that side. And then very nice, this evening we have the upcoming game. But prior to that, we need to look at the log, what is happening as far as the log is concerned, and see what are the issues. So far, having seen that, well, we need to congratulate Cristiano Ronaldo for scoring hat trick. It was very good for him to score a hat trick. So I want us to start to look at top four before we look at the title race. Now, top four, guys. I want to share something with you, which I picked up, I think, on Sky Sports. And then just tell me what's your take. I pick up this thing on Sky TV, and then do you see it? I hope you see it.
Yes, you can see it.
You see it. Now, top four. Let's start with top four. What's your take? What's your take here?
Yeah, with the top four, yeah, it's tight, you know. Coming to the Man United and Liverpool game tonight, you know, Jurgen Klopp did say that this game might be the biggest game of their lives, you know, Liverpool. So I think this game can decide, you know, because Man United, I feel like, can cause an upset to Liverpool. You know, they're the ones that could actually shake the league today if they come to the party. Because Man City, I don't see Man City losing any games going forward. It's a matter of them just fighting all the way. But if Man United can cause an upset today, that would actually stretch the lead going forward and making sure that Man City might run away with the league title, you know. But also the top four position, I think Chelsea is comfortable also. It's doing okay. I don't see them moving out of the top four, you know, but it's a matter of number 4, 5, and 6 fighting for the top four position. You know, it's not guaranteed to anyone at the moment. And yeah, there's a lot of points to be played for. You know, it's not easy, but there's a lot of points to be played for. So it's still undecided. We don't know who's going to remain in the top four, to be honest.
Shakes, are you ruling out Arsenal that it won't make it? Remember, they've lost the last 3 games. They're having problems. Lacazette apparently has indicated that he's not going to renew. He's not going to stay. He wants to move on. He wants to play the Champions League. That will destabilize the team. Moreover, that Aubameyang has just left. So that means they don't have a striker now. The rebuilding phase will start again. So do you rule Arsenal out as far as top 4 is concerned? What about Tottenham Hotspur? Do you think they won't do well?
Yeah, you know, Arsenal, you know, before the 2 games that they play now, I was singing their praises, thinking that the top 4 spot is for Arsenal, but then the inconsistency now creeping in again, you know, losing games which they shouldn't be losing at home. You know, very critical games in which they should win, you know. When you're playing in the league, there's those games that you know that these ones you need to collect 3 points, and they are not collecting in those games. So if you can't do that as a team, then you can't compete for the number 4 spot, you know. But yeah, if all these teams are inconsistent. You see, your Tottenham is also inconsistent. They lost to Brighton, you know. You would have thought that they win that game. They stem their authority in the top 4 there. And you get your Man United, and then Man United wins, and then you don't know what they can do today. I mean, they can always bring a surprise against Liverpool, and that will cement their place also in that top 4 if they can win tonight. So yeah, it's tightly contested. My Arsenal, I don't see them being there, you know, after losing these crucial games which they should have won. I just believe the other your Tottenham is more stronger, you know, to finish up in that position. They've got your Kane. You're hearing news about Arsenal, Lacazette not renewing, you know, and those are not things you want to hear at this stage when you're chasing that number 4 spot and there are players saying they won't renew. So yeah, Arsenal have a lot of rebuilding to do.
They have a lot of rebuilding to do, Arsenal. And now let's look at this head to head. Pep Guardiola and Klopp. This is it again, courtesy of Sky Sports. Now, the remaining games for Man City, Brighton, Watford, Leeds. Both Brighton and Watford at home, Leeds away, Newcastle at home, the game with Wolves to be announced, and then West Ham away, Aston Villa home. Man United starting tonight, that's Klopp, Everton, Klopp home, Newcastle away, Tottenham Hotspur, and then Aston Villa, Southampton, and Wolves. So what's your take, guys? Can you see that?
Yeah, it's not easy for Liverpool, as I said. If they would maybe come out with a draw or they lose this game, it's going to be tough for them going forward because Everton is not an easy fixture as well. You know, they're still fighting to stay in the Premier League as well. Newcastle as well, Tottenham as well, fighting to be in the top 4 position. It's not going to be an easy game for Liverpool. Aston Villa as well. Steven Gerrard is doing well with that team. They want to play in Europe. You know, Southampton, yeah, it's not a team that's struggling, but it can actually also cause problems for them. Wolves as well. So these are not easy fixtures for Liverpool. You know, Watford on another hand, for Man City and Brighton, City will be playing home during those 2 games. I know that those games they could be easily won. You know, Leeds as well. They could actually come up with 3 points. The Newcastle as well. They are playing home. Wolves is struggling. You know, it's not doing well. Maybe West Ham. I'm seeing West Ham and Aston Villa causing problems for Man City. But maybe by then they would have wrapped up the league if things go their way. So when I'm comparing the two fixtures for the two teams, Liverpool have the biggest fixtures of the two teams.
Shakes, what's your take? Do you want to have a bite on it?
Yeah, I think it's a long way to go. You know, I still see both these teams both losing points somewhere before the end of the season. You know, what was important was for Liverpool to get something out of the game against Man City. That was a 6-pointer last week, and they couldn't beat City. I mean, that was that was where they had to change it up to make it to their advantage.
Now, Shakes, while you're still there, guys, what's your take about the statement that has been said by Tusopala in one of those online interviews that Kaizer Chiefs is the best team that is well run, very professional in this country, and then says things are organized there. You know, things are not done haphazardly. You know, everything you have been called, sit down, this manager here explaining this and that. And then now, you know, if you come from Tuso, who played for Sundowns, all right, whom we regard as the best team currently, Tuso, who played for Platinum Stars, you know, the mine tycoons. At some point, they were called the tycoons, who played for Supersport, okay, DSTV owners, the ownership, and now Kaizer Chiefs. So, you know, Shakes, you know better, but you have never played for Chiefs. But I'm sure you have heard the rumors. But you know what? Kaizer Chiefs should be congratulated. You know, I've said it before that Mr. Mdaung, ever since he started, you know, his team has always set the bar. Although that was, who's this? Was it Vina? No, Brakit. I was asking that it was said Mr. Mdaung would force the players to shower 3 times a day. He said, no, that's rubbish. There's nothing like that. But you see, they're the glamour boys, you know, everything is classy and, you know, and excellent at Natural. Just yet what Peter said about their facility. So, Shakes, what do you want to say? What you hear, because you never were played for Chiefs, you might not tell us what you know about Chiefs, but you have heard from your colleagues. You played with Brian Baloyi and all that. So yeah, I don't know whether you want to say something. If you're comfortable, if you're comfortable to share. If you're not, you can pass on. You know, I just wanted to congratulate. Yeah, I just wanted to congratulate them for doing that. You know, we cannot always be negative. Let's look at the good things too that are happening. Shakes.
Yeah, Professor. In you know, Chiefs is a big brand. It's a big team. You can never dispute that. You know, that's why so much is expected from them. The team with the most following, and it's a huge brand. You know, and they always try and protect that brand and market that brand well. That I can't take it away from them. I think they are the best in terms of marketing their brand. They've done well, and yeah, throughout the years, I've had a lot of guys that I played with at Sundowns that were at Kaizer Chiefs, the likes of Brian Baloyi, like you mentioned, you know, and a couple of more guys. You know, they can criticize a lot of things, but one thing which always comes out is that Chiefs is the most professional team that they've ever played for. You know, it also goes down to their junior development teams. You can see the level of professionalism that is grinded in these youngsters, you know. And yeah, that's one thing that Kaizer Chiefs, you can't take nothing away. So I was not surprised with what Tusopala said, because a lot more other players who played for Kaizer Chiefs will tell you the same thing, that the level of professionalism is very high.
Tsepa, what's your take?
Yeah, I mean, Kaizer Chiefs, they are not called the glamour boys for nothing. I mean, the level of professionalism, that comes within the club is so high. I mean, I normally watch their magazine show, um, KCTV. You could see, like the training facilities, how they treat people, their staff as well, the village as a whole. Well, when you walk into that place, and I've luckily enough I've been at the village. I've seen how everything is there. Everything is top class. So I think they introduced that whole style of 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 of, of professionalism, and they want the players to feel like they are special. They make sure that they treat their players special and their guests as well, so that you actually feel like you are a professional and you are at home. So I fully agree with what Tuso Pala was saying. That is why the team it is today because of that. I mean, Kaizer Chiefs as well are the biggest they are the biggest marketing team, or could say stable in the whole of Africa, despite them not winning a lot of trophies, maybe compared to other clubs. But when it comes to marketing a brand as a whole, Kaizer Chiefs is the biggest brand in Africa, to be honest. And it speaks for itself. Chiefs, we cannot say they make their money through trophies, but through their marketing. That's where they make their money. That's where they actually grow their brand, is through their marketing. They've got a very, very solid marketing team, and they are doing a very good job regarding that.
We know even the man at some point was what do you call a rival, a staunch rival of Mr. Kaizer Mtao. The great Jomo Sono, I still regard him as the great. I've seen him play. I still believe he's the best. That was the best thing has ever come. He recognized that Kaizer Mtao runs his team very well. So while we are still there, Shakes, I think when it comes to juniors, I think Sundowns is coming with flying colors. Look at the products that are coming from junior side of Mamelodi Sundowns. Sundowns have the best producing junior squad for me. At some point, it was Orlando Pirates during that time of Acosto Palacios, but I don't know. But now I think Sundowns, they're way above the rest when it comes to juniors. If Sundowns, as much as they buy, but a lot of those players are from their junior ranks.
Yes, it's true, Prasobs. I mean, there's a big investment into youth development at Sundowns, and they've realized that it's the most important part, developing youngsters. So they've invested a lot. You look at Sundowns, why they are so head and shoulders above the rest is because they don't slow down. They are always trying to get better, always trying to employ people who know better to help our people. If you look at the team that's working there with the youth development, there's a lot of experienced people from across the world to help our coaches, to help our people also. So we're always trying to advance at Sundowns, and that's why you see now the youth development is producing all these quality players. Your Promise Nkuma, your Mkhulisi, your Pesitao is from there. So yeah, no, definitely Sundowns is stepping up when it comes to developing youngsters.
Have we heard anything about this new guy who is just coming at Sundowns to take over? Any news around him? Who's he? What is his profile and so on? Have you heard anything? Because we are never.
Yeah, what I know, bro.
Yes, Shakes. Yes.
Yeah, no. What I know, Prasobu, is that he was working at Chelsea, so he comes with the high pedigree of experience, and yeah, and it's somebody who's going to help Sundowns to become a big team, a bigger team, always doing better and better. So he comes with a high pedigree of where he's coached before and he comes from, and yeah, I'm sure the guys are looking forward to learning from him.
Tepang, do you want to say anything?
Yes, yeah. I mean, he comes in a team on a side where it's actually fully oiled, it's a fully oiled machine, and with the experience that he comes in within that he also brings within the club, I think will elevate the club even more. And I'm actually happy about the youngsters that Mamelodi Sundowns keeps introducing, um, into the squad, and just all about development, what the coaches are doing as well, introducing one, two, maybe three players, per game, even if they don't play, but they are always on the bench. So anytime, you can never know, whenever, given the opportunity they get, they are always ready. And even when they play, you could tell that, these boys are hungry, and they are actually ready to actually give it their all. So introducing the sporting director that just came in right now, I think it will boost Sundowns a lot. I mean, this is what happens when you invest. When you invest in your team because you want your team to compete and be one of the best in the world. So you need to invest in quality as well. If you have the resources, you need to invest in quality and make sure that your team, it stays at the top, and stays at the top and competes with the biggest teams, not just in Africa, but in the world as well.
Sundowns, they want to play at the world stage, which is quite good. Now, guys, I'm going to move on if there's nothing to discuss. The Messi special as usual, which is my favorite. You know, like I said, Ronaldo has just experienced some difficulty, but I knew that once he scored hat-trick, which I was happy for, he'll be brought in. I always watch Sky Sport, ESPN. They'll always bring Messi. You know what was nice? Even Ronaldo himself, he said 30 goals before 30 years, 30 goals after 30 years. And then they were saying, look, what Messi, which hat-trick has he scored after 30? And then 4, and they said difference 26. You know what? Ronaldo is doing well. Messi could have scored many hat-trick if PSG, they were passing him the ball. They don't. I look at first ball that he got from Elanga. Those are the balls that Messi can't get it from Mbappe. Those are the balls that Messi can't get it from Neymar. But the good thing, he scored hat-trick without a penalty this time. All right. And funny enough, they even get penalties. When they get penalties, your Mbappe and Neymar know very well that Messi needs goals. They don't even give him. All right. And now let me tell you what happened over the weekend. Although I said I could not see the game due to this load shedding problem, but when I followed the report, he assisted 2, which were disallowed. He also scored. That's Messi, which was also disallowed. But look here, Messi, hat-trick without penalties, 41. Without penalties. Ronaldo, without penalties, 29. Now, if they say 26 more hat-trick than Messi, they should also remember in qualifying that Ronaldo has played 140-something games more than Messi. That should be taken into consideration. So I'm not gonna accept if they continue to tell us that, no. I always say, even today, I would love to bring Ronaldo to the picture, but they bring it all the time. And when they bring it all the time, So what should we do? We will also bring it and say, bring it on and bring it on. And we'll talk about numbers. We'll talk about numbers. Let's see now. What else do I want to share? You want to say something, Lasbon?
No, regarding that, I watched the PSG game as well.
Did you watch
yeah,
it? I could not see it.
Yeah, I watched it. He could have run away with a lot of goals, and unfortunately, they were disallowed. Even the number of assists, But like we all know, when Mbappe sees a goal in front of him, there's only one thing that goes on in his mind. It's just to bang the net. There was a statistics as well that was shown that Mbappe currently is the top assister in the League A with 13 assists, and Messi is number 2 with 12 assists. Yeah, so he's currently leading Messi at the moment. Even with goals, he's currently leading at the moment in the League A. So, yeah, I think maybe that's his target, to just go ahead of everyone. And yeah, this is what's currently happening.
Which is human. You need that. You can't do everything as Messi. I mean, Messi has done it week in, week out. Guess what? For the first time, Karim Benzema will win Pichichi because Messi is not there. You see how terrible it is. When it comes to Pichichi, Messi's got 8, Ronaldo's got 3. So those are numbers that we can talk about. I'm saying Benzema at his high, you will be winning Pichichi for the first time. Messi is not there. And now, here is most assist in football history. That's Lionel Messi. Most hat-trick of assist. Most hat-trick of assist in football history. That's Lionel Messi. Most international assist in football history. That's Lionel Messi. Most European assist in football history. Most assist in South American history. Most best playmaker awards in the history. The crazy thing is the same person has the most goal in a calendar year, most goal in a season, most goal in a decade, most goal in corner ball history, most goal for the single club, most golden boot awards in the history. And then they forgot, okay, the Ballon d'Or, I'm not sure whether he's the highest or he's the one who's got the 8th one. And then the greatest of all time, that's Lionel Messi. Shakes, let me hear you. Shakes? Shakes is gone. Tepam, do you want to say something about this?
Yes, and in terms of record breaking, I'm surprised that Karim Benzema will finally win the Pichichi without Messi, because I don't think he has any competition currently in the La Liga. But I guess when you're patient, this is what happens, finally. But everything that these players will do or keep on doing will always be compared to Messi, as long as Terry Henry did say, as long as this man is still playing football, he's still alive, you will always be or get compared to him, until he has finally rested and he is not playing anymore. So this is what's happening at the moment.
Well, unfortunately, Thierry said to Neymar, if you don't want to play in the shadow of Messi, maybe you need to retire and take a break, because this guy will dominate you wherever you are. I realize that we lost Shakes a little bit, but he is back. Let's see. Yeah, Shakes, are you back? Shakes?
Yeah, just having a signal problem first.
I saw that you are struggling a bit. Yeah, we're talking about the genius being Lionel Messi, that his records speak for themselves. And no matter what people say, they can say anything that they would like to say. As I said, you go to Sky Sports, they will always bring Ronaldo. Here's what Thierry Henry said. Tsepan, can you see it? Can you see it, guys?
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah, he said, I don't know what Cristiano Ronaldo does in training when he gets angry, but I saw what Messi does. He's really weird. You know what happens during training? Sometimes you got foul, you ask for a foul, but the coach intervenes and asks to continue playing. We were playing 7 against 7 in a space that was not small. We were playing about half of the field. When Messi was fouled, not charged, he would leave the discussion and go back to the goalkeeper and ask for the ball and tell him, give me the ball. In Barcelona training, and in order to reach the other goal, you have to pass Yaya Toure, Busquets, Puyol, Rafa Marquez, or any of the defenders, but Messi was dribbling everyone, passing them, scoring the goal. I don't know many people who are able to do this, but during my career, I've never seen anyone else do it like that. He says to the goalkeeper, give me the ball, then dribbles everyone and score. Shakes, you played football. Have you seen this before?
Probably, I mean, I say it every week when we would do the Messi special that we'll never get a player like him, it's just God's gift to the world. And we are lucky to have seen a Messi at his best, because he can do anything with the ball, So, yeah, he's just one of those players that once you've played with him, it's an honor to play with a player like that because you get to see him do all these things at training, and it's just, a player like Thierry Henry who's done so much as well as a player at Arsenal, but he used to be amazed every time playing against this guy because this guy is just something else.
If you ask my wish, Barcelona, they should go out and get Messi back. End of this season. They shouldn't wait for his contract to expire. They should go and fetch him away from PSG. PSG fans, they don't appreciate him. So Messi should come back where he's being loved. I think the mistake for me was done by Laporta. That's my point. Starting from Bartomeu, he's the one who messed up, but Laporta gave Messi the wrong impression. If Laporta was to fix things, get Messi, Xavi should swallow his pride and play his former teammates because they have experience. This thing of saying, you know what, they're old and what have you, we saw it last night. If he doesn't wake up now, it's going to be real, real tough. Tsepa, what's your take?
Yeah, that's true. I think it's a matter of what's going to happen now going forward. Maybe they need the likes of Messi just to intervene and try. That's why I said, in order for you to build on a project, they currently on a project right now. Xavi's on a project. Maybe 2 to 3 years from now, Barcelona will be where it was a couple of years back, or even better. But they need an experienced player or experienced individuals. Busquets cannot carry that whole team alone, in a matter of saying that he's the only influential, experienced player in the team. So I think they need like a very great player whom they could actually build a team around on, and then just leading the pack forward. I think maybe having someone and the presence of Messi in that team could actually build a team going forward and actually influence, a lot of decisions and the style of play which Barcelona is actually trying to take, So if Laporta could actually go the extra mile and bring back Lionel Messi to the club, I think maybe the faith and the identity of Barcelona would be restored again and probably see things different from then.
And one of the people will be angry with that, I can bet you it's gonna be Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen doesn't like Messi, but I see him struggling himself. They need Messi. You know, I mean, yesterday, as you play, you are assured that Messi will score a goal or two. All right, and now, if I were them, they need such a player in the team. All right, so if people continue to pretend as if now you don't need Lionel Messi in the squad, that's a mistake that they're making. They really need Lionel Messi, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what's your take, Sepan.
Yeah, as we all say, as I said earlier, that maybe having a public figure like him in your team, you know, such an experienced player in your team could actually build, you know, and restore the club's image again. You know, yeah, it could actually maybe give them a huge boost, you know, but I don't know what's their intentions, or what is it that they want to do, or what is it that Messi wants to do as well, because it's just speculations that are just going around. But I guess at the end of the season, we might know um, on a decision that might be taking place, you know, regarding the two parties. Yeah.
You know, I just want to share with you the upcoming games. The upcoming games in Europe. I mean, in EPL, starting tonight, and then tell me what's your take. I want to share that quickly with you, and then so that we look at it and see what's going to happen. Yeah, there's quite a lot happening in Europe. Let's see. Yeah, well, you know what? I always wish that, you know, PSG players, they could cherish the moment that they are sharing with Messi. Many people want to play with Messi. Others, they don't get that rare chance. Paul Pogba is one of those people who really wants to play. He doesn't want to end his career without playing with Lionel Messi. But it looks like PSG players don't see it. I don't know what's wrong with them. We wish they can see that, and then and realize that they need this guy. They need this guy, and and then they must show him love. Now let's look at the upcoming games before we go. Can you see that in Europe, in England, not Europe, England?
Yes, I can see them.
Tonight is Liverpool, Man City, and Man United. Then tomorrow, Chelsea, Arsenal. I see that Six is struggling with connection. Chelsea, Arsenal, Everton, Leicester City, and then Newcastle and Crystal Palace, Man City and Brighton, and Burnley on Thursday, Southampton. Now let's look at Chelsea and Arsenal. What do you want to say about that? We spoke about City and Liverpool.
Yeah, it's a tough game also, you know. I reckon Arsenal would want to win that game so that they could actually be safe and try to tap into that top four position, you know. And Chelsea as well want to cement their place in the top three, actually. But they're also not safe, because even with the top four position, they're not really, who could say, safe. They just want to put a stamp on it and just stay in that position. So yeah, it's a tough game between the two teams, you know. No team would want to lose this fixture because it might jeopardize their chances on staying in the top four.
Courtesy of Sky Sport and Super Sport, the picture that I have here. Last one, thank you very much. Much appreciated. And then good luck going forward. Let's keep on raising the flag high I'm happy I'm getting better. My doctor sort things up for me. I'm getting better and stronger every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.